Good morning, Wedgwood.
Morning.
Good morning.
Glad that everybody is here to join us this morning on our celebration and Thanksgiving for art, poetry, and music, the things that bring us so much pleasure in our lives. Our prelude this morning is probably by someone I hope you know about, but perhaps you don't. His name is Thomas Wiggins, and the piece we're going to hear is Voice of the Waves. Listen about Thomas Wiggins' story. Blind Tom was born blind, the son of slaves. By the age of 10, he was the highest paid pianist in the 19th century, but received almost nothing from his financial success. Wiggins was a musical prodigy and traveled throughout North America performing music by Bach, Beethoven, and he wrote his own. He listened to the sounds of the world and wrote and put those sounds into music. He wrote more than 100 piano compositions, and you can find a lot of them on Facebook. If you just go Google him, go listen to some of them this afternoon. He is virtually unknown today. So we want to give a tribute to Tom Wiggins, and the person playing his music is Antonio Aguero, who is 15 years old and also a child prodigy musician. And the title of this piece is Voice of the Waves.
Mm. Can we turn it up?
No.
Emerson.
Pretty amazing.
Yes. Hi, Miss Vicky.
We may be getting another one.
Here we go. I'm unmuted now.
Oh, let me find it.
It's behind something. You got to close something.
Yeah, it's pretty though. That's another one of his. We can listen a little bit.
It reminds me of the sound of ragtime, like a ragtime
Yeah, it
sound.
does.
Yes. Well, you can look him up. It's Thomas Wiggins, and it's also under Blind Tom, Born as a Slave.
Thomas
And
Wiggins.
it's a fascinating story of his. So I'm glad you enjoyed that this morning, and a tribute, as we tribute to our artists and our art talent this morning. Dorothy is going to read us, or she's going to share with us our extravagant welcome.
We are all welcome here. Welcome,
Go ahead. Yeah.
welcome to a church. Is this all of us?
No, you read all of it. You just read all
Okay.
of it.
Start over. We
Okay.
are all welcome here. Welcome to a church that works for peace, justice, equality, and the care of Mother Earth. An extravagant welcome to you because of your gender, your identification, your sexual orientation, your ethnicity, your economic situation, physical or mental challenges, doubting or believing, being depressed or full of joy. We are a community of curious and creative spiritual seekers striving to learn and embody the way of Jesus and other spiritual leaders. Like Jesus, we focus on the plundered and the marginalized as we try to address the major issues of our day. Many of the ways we seek to heal the world and ourselves is sharing parts of our personal story. We are all welcome here.
Yes, we are all welcome here. Thank you, Dorothy.
I like
Thank
how you
you.
read that.
Yes.
Thank
Good
you so
job.
much. Thank you.
Announcements this morning. The food pantry, of course, is open at the new location, 3520 DeWitt Lane. They start work at 4 o'clock on Wednesdays. Dorothy, you might want to speak to the food pantry because you are there.
Most definitely, we're gonna go. It was great. It was great. The whole experience. It was, man. It was like a party, a joy to serve. I've never seen anything like that, even on a bigger scale.
We blast music and we dance while we're giving
Yeah.
out food and sing, and it's a
Something fun.
joyous evening.
Yeah.
Where,
Little boys dancing as they put food in the trunk of cars. Shanti,
where is DeWitt Street at? What area? What location?
South End. It's about a mile and a half from the church.
Mile and a half from the church. Okay.
Yeah, DeWitt Lane.
Okay.
And they start at 4 o'clock, but I think you can drop off donations at any time on Wednesdays. The book club met this week, and our next meeting is December 3rd. We are reading Emergent Strategy. Does anybody in the book club want to comment on that?
It's a very good book,
It is.
and some really exciting concepts are being presented. How lots of small things can emerge to be big things.
Yeah, it's really intriguing and leads to a lot of good discussion.
Good group of intellectuals too. I found intellectuals with their own perspectives. It was an eye opener for me. Good club.
What's the book about?
How, just basically what Thomas said, it's how small things can all merge to create something big.
Oh, so different examples of that.
Yes, and it
Okay.
refers a lot to nature. And
I
believe it or
see.
not, we talked about mushrooms,
Mm.
Okay, that sounds interesting.
caterpillars, and what else? Ferns.
Birds, trees.
We got
Ants,
Dandelions.
we
Yeah.
got
Okay.
nature.
Oh, okay. I like that. I like that idea.
I think the author, as a spiritual healer, and I think ultimately her vision is to have peace over this earth as a full connection. So she gives us different strategies ultimately, she wants us to connect deep from the heart. That's where she's a visionary for peace.
Okay, okay.
It's wonderful.
That
Yeah.
sounds very interesting. That's,
Yeah.
what time is it? Thursdays?
Thursday at 7.
7 o'clock.
Not this Thursday.
You start reading the book, we all agreed it took us a little plowing through the first 40 pages or so. We were like, okay, where are they going with this? It didn't say that before. But once you get through that and get into the other part, you understand the first 40 pages better.
I see.
Keep reading, keep reading.
The first 40 pages is introduction.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Really long introduction.
It's like the whole 200 pages put into 40 pages.
Oh, but it sounds very interesting how you can connect.
Yes. We have posted on our page, Mecklenburg Interfaith Ministry service is Tuesday night. So we hope that we can all tune into that Thanksgiving service. It is posted on our Facebook page, and I will probably post it on my own page too. That is an interfaith service, and it is being held this year, but it's all Zoom. But Temple Beth El is doing the service. So it will, that's something to watch for and to take time if you can to listen to. Any other announcements?
It's my mother's birthday today.
Oh,
Happy birthday.
95.
Happy birthday, Mom.
wow. Awesome.
And
Oh, I'm sorry.
she's doing well.
I have an announcement. I just want to say thank you while I have everyone present. Tom called me out of the blue. Tom doesn't call me. He called me out of the blue. You know, nobody calls me anyway. I don't really get a lot of phone calls. I'm like, who's this number? I wasn't even going to answer it, and I didn't answer it. And I listened to the voicemail, and it was Tom. So I called him back, like, hey, Tom, what's going on? You know. So he said he made me something, maybe some stars, and he wanted to drop them off. When could he drop them off? So I'm like, okay, told him when to drop them off. So he came by, and he gives me 3 of these that he's made.
Nice.
Oh, how wonderful.
Oh, nice.
And one of them's for Naj.
Isn't that
That's
beautiful?
right.
The
That's a
little-
sacred gift. That's a sacred gift. Yeah. Are you into higher sensories? That's a gift. That's sacred geometry in front of you. And I don't care how brought it, but that's a sacred gift from the universe that you're advancing, that your senses are progressing. It's beautiful. And he's talented.
He's very talented.
Yes.
I tried to look at it and see where he even started, and I can't tell
it's
where he
eternal.
started. And I think, Tom, tell me if I'm wrong.
Wow.
I think each one has a different pattern.
No, they're almost the same.
Oh, okay.
This
That's
one
incredible.
is on the path to the big one.
Right. This is the middle.
Yeah.
This is the middle.
Yeah.
And the small one is in the middle. I call them faith, hope, and charity.
Yes.
The small one I
Whoa.
call hope. There's a little hope inside both faith.
You
and
got a
hope.
gift.
Yes, I
Beautiful.
did. And
I made the
and-
first one in January of 1973.
oh,
What
And-
year?
1973.
Wow.
What's
Wow.
it made of?
It feels
Straws.
like it's like straws, yeah. And
Those are paper straws.
Wow.
And I think it's strings on the inside somehow, or
Yeah, it's
You hang it? Can
Yes,
you
I
hang
can-
it and let
yes, I
it
can.
spin?
Yes, I'm gonna hang it in my lady lounge right here.
Oh, perfect.
That's a
Perfect. Right over
May
the
more
couch.
business come to you.
wonderful.
Yeah.
Isn't that lovely? So I
That's
just wanted to
lovely.
say thank you, Tom. I don't get many calls. I don't get many people stopping by. So that was a great surprise. And
You're welcome.
thanks for thinking of me. I mean, when someone thinks of you, that's it's a nice
Well,
thought. That's really nice.
You've got some little kids. Little kids usually like these things.
Yes, Gavin did get a hold of it, but he wanted to use it as a ball, so I had to take it out really quick. I'm like, nope, give me that. So thank
They are
you so
pretty.
much. Thank you so much. It's so beautiful. It's going right here, right over there. I got a spot for it. I just got to get the right hook so it can hang nicely. So
that
thank
goes
you.
right along with our celebration of the arts today, because that is certainly a talent that we all need to be thankful for.
Yes,
And that
yes,
Thomas
and
is able to share that talent with everyone else.
yes. And I appreciate that he was thinking of me. So I
Absolutely.
appreciate that.
Okay.
That's nice to be thought of.
Dorothy has to leave us to go to work.
Everybody have a blessed day, and it was a pleasure to see everybody.
All
Thank
right,
Yeah.
nice
you.
seeing you. Bye.
Okay,
See you
bye-bye.
soon.
Bye,
She's going
Dorothy.
to sell Christmas trees.
For a
Oh,
month
that's
and a
fun.
half, yeah.
That's fun.
Go exercise my way there and home. All right, I'll see y'all later.
Okay, see you later.
All right, have a good one. Bye-bye.
You too. Bye.
Are there any prayer requests? I can't hear you, Vicki. Vicki, put the sign
Yeah,
up.
I pushed my mute button.
We
Chris
got it.
went to be tested for COVID this morning. He's having headaches and body aches and chills and sweats, and
Oh,
he
no.
did not test positive for the flu. So we're trying to keep our distance
Oh,
in the same
no.
house, but they said it'd be 3 to 4 days. I mean, he doesn't seem to be feeling better. I would say the first day he felt like he couldn't move really,
Oh,
but he's moving around a little bit now, which is good. And our doctor said to take aspirin, emergency, and vitamin D. He said it can't hurt you, and if you think you have it, just start taking that. So we shall see, and hopefully he'll do well.
just
And
got
hopefully
rest.
I won't get it.
I hope
know.
not.
So I'm keeping him in a separate room. That's why he's not with me today
So I
and
assume
on the
you're
video.
staying there for Thanksgiving,
Pardon?
or if you have your Thanksgiving plans changed.
Well, all we were going to do, Will was going to come over. And so I don't think that Will will want to come over. I wouldn't want him to get exposed and we
Right.
probably won't know before Thursday. Or you may know if it comes back that it's not COVID, but it's odd that he didn't test positive for the flu.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is odd.
So we'll wait and see. So it may just be Chris and I and the dog in the house for Thanksgiving, and that'll be good. That'll be
Just
fine.
fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how's the dog liking city life?
Well, we just got back to Charlotte last night, and so he plays a lot, but he's asleep right now. He plays like 3 hours, really, really hard, and then he does a puppy flop, which is like he sleeps for 3 hours. It's so much fun. But I may have to, if Chris is lying down and not feeling well and I'm trying to work, I got to be back in Charlotte because Will's got to come play get this dog. I can't keep up with a puppy and Chris being sick too.
Any other prayer requests this morning?
I would just say for all the people, I mean, I just watch the Sunday morning news and you see the COVID, worldwide in Iran, in India, just that there would be humanity that is touched and wants to make a change in our world.
That will cover everything, Miss Vicki. Yeah.
All right. Well, let's all just relax a few minutes and relax our shoulders and take the stress out and take a few deep breaths and just silently pray or meditate, whatever is in your belief system, on the things that have been said and asked and requested here today. And there are always unspoken prayers that people don't feel comfortable to share. So whatever you feel comfortable with, let's just take a few moments of silence. May it be so. Amen.
Ashe.
All right, today is a celebration of the arts. Art, music, poetry, song, dance, a celebration of any of the arts, a celebration of the talents that we hold within this congregation, and a celebration of the talents of others outside this congregation that we all enjoy. We listened, and if you came in late, you want to be sure to listen. Our prelude this morning was Thomas Wiggins, Blind Tom, he was called, who was born a slave and wrote 100 compositions that are almost unknown today. But what a talent. And we have a lot of talent in this church. We all know that. But we also enjoy the works of Mary Oliver. I know is a favorite for many, and Emerson, and perhaps Bach and Beethoven, or whoever you are. So we're encompassing all of these gifts today, and Thanksgiving this Sunday for the arts and the talents that people have been given. So we'll take time to share this morning, and I'm going to start with Thomas. Thomas has a poem that he has written, and he also has a piece of art. You want to share the poem first?
Do the art first,
All right.
because it sets the stage.
All right.
This is a charcoal my mother did in 1944. As a senior, she had a choice of going to a study hall or an art class. She took the art class. I call it A Storm Is Coming. About a year and a half after she did this, she was a single mom. After she graduated from high school, she took a train to Arizona to marry Bob Sprout, who was trained to be a B-29 pilot. After he got trained, they transferred him to El Paso, Texas, after which he got transferred to Britain, and she drove back to Iowa. She told me she had to get black market gas because she didn't have enough gas tickets to make it all the way. My brother was born in July. Bob was killed in a terrible accident. It happened after VE Day. So this picture is pretty foreboding of a lot of things. It hung in the halls of my high school for 25 years. And the school superintendent was going to sell it to somebody in New York. My dad found out about it and said, no, it's coming back to our house. I have it now. I had prints made of it for all my brothers and sisters.
Notice the storm cloud.
Yeah. I'm going to put up a picture of my mother.
You want me to stop sharing the art?
Yeah. This is her on a horse. She wrote a book, which is, I'm showing you the cover of it. It's called Snapshots. Anyway, she is doing well. Now I'll do the poem. I wrote this in 26 July of 2005. I'm going to try and keep it together. All that is now. Only the past is forever, and the future is always changing. We live in a shared moment, which seems like a wave moving in the waters of space-time. God the Father is the terrible one. Everything is a lot. But the arrow of time gives both freedom and consequence. The Son, the Christ, leads to a future that is more complete. Someday, we can be whole. The Spirit ties the past to the present. What has been, still is, and will be. The psychic field is a battery that holds both our souls and allows rebirth. Reality is deeper and broader than we know. While we live, it is a mystery. When we die, it continues. And our souls, as part of it, do also. Each rebirth is to probe the mystery deeper, to learn more lessons, to expand the shared moment, to move toward a more complete whole. The paths are many and diverse. Each is different, and some may need retracing. The good news is that we are all in it together. The bad news is the same. All that is now. Only the past is forever, and the future is always changing.
Wow.
That's beautiful. That's
That
deep.
is beautiful, Thomas.
That's deep, Tom.
Yeah.
I love it.
I mean, that just really, there's so much in there.
There is a lot in there.
I wasn't traveling that July.
Mm. I love the way it opened and it closed with the past is forever.
Yeah.
Future's always changing, all we have is now.
Mm-hmm.
Now is a really funny word. I looked it up in the dictionary, and it says the present moment.
All right.
But working with optical fiber systems, you ask yourself the question, what is now? If you're talking about a 10 gigabit system, there are 10 billion bits per second, which is a tenth of a nanosecond per bit. And if you work it out along a fiber that's light is going about 200,000 kilometers a second, a bit takes up about 20 microns, which is 0.02502 millimeters. It's a bit every 0.02 millimeters down a fiber that's maybe 40 to 60 kilometers long. If you took 10 billion seconds, that works out to be 317 years. So we're measuring things that happen so fast that you can't even imagine it.
Mm.
So what is now?
Yeah.
I think now is subjective. If we were all operating at 10 billion anything, we wouldn't know about each other. It takes a lot of time on that scale to go from one end of the room to the other with sound. So I think that now is subjective, and it really is a shared moment.
Interesting.
And that's what's important, is to recognize and hold on to that moment at that time. Don't worry about the past, and don't worry about the future, because the past is gone. It's not coming back. It's forever gone. And
Well,
the future is forever changing, like you said, so you don't know what's going to be. So just be right here now, live in the moment. Basically is what you're saying, right?
Basically.
Yeah. Enjoy the moment right now, not tomorrow.
Well,
Don't worry about tomorrow. Just enjoy what's happening right now.
that's all you got.
That's all you got. Yeah, but
Uh,
to say it out loud, it's like just to really recognize it and say it out loud. You can just remind yourself that live in the moment. It's right now is what we have right now, right now. Like for people that stress a lot, I stress, I worry, and sometimes I don't have to worry. It's just like something that I do, you know. It's like trying to control it. So just stay right here, you know, work on things, but just stay right here. Don't go way out there and make up your own solution and your own endings, which I do, you know, and don't do that, you know, stress
We
yourself
tend to
out.
do that, don't we?
Yeah, I tend to make up my own endings. They're all in my head, you know. No, just stay right here. This is
well,
what's happening.
but why the Emergent Strategies book resonates with me, because that's what I've done forever. Deal with it. You know, deal with what you've got with the intent to make things better, whatever that,
Better is.
whatever. Oh, different people have different ideas of what better is.
Yep.
All right. Well, thank you, Thomas. That gave us a lot to think about today. I think we could do a whole Sunday on that poem.
Yeah, we could.
Donna, would you like to share?
I'd love to. I have a favorite poet, and you probably haven't heard of him. His name is Larry Levis, and this is his book, Winter Stars. He's written many, but he really had inspired a poem for me, and I'm going to share part of the poem, just part of it, because it was a very long poem, of what inspired me to write my poem, and I'm going to share that and then some art project that came out of it. This is an excerpt from his poem, The Quilt, and it's from his book, Winter Stars. And he was inspired by a quote by Henry James, and the quote was, he had stopped believing in the goodness of the world. I think it is all light at the end. I think it is air. You bought an old quilt which fraying seemed to hold the sun, especially in one bright corner, made from what they had available in yellow in 1897. It reminded me of laughter, of you, and some woman whose faith in the goodness of the world was stubborn, sewed it in. There now, she seemed to say, here's this patch of yellow, one field gone entirely to light. Each thread she had to sew in the poor light were simply gifts. If laughter is adult, an adjustment to loss, I think she could laugh at the worst. I think of that one square of light in her quilt, of women, stubborn, believing in the goodness of the world. Next year, past this place which I have seen for years and steadily through the worst weather, I won't even have to look up. I will wince and agree with you both. Even I will be a believer. It inspired this poem that I wrote. My husband worked for 30-some years with American Thread. It's a thread company. Vicky's dad worked for American Thread. This poem that I'm going to share is being published next month in an anthology of North Carolina poets. So I'm really excited about it.
All right, Donna.
Yeah.
Nice.
So the title of the poem is American Thread, and it's after Henry James and Larry Levis. And you'll recognize some quotes that I stole from Larry Levis. Each year weighs heavier than the last predictable orbit. We pretend through a calendar so dull, we make up holidays, hoping to find anything sharp around the edges. It's enough to make us stop believing. Our grandmothers told a different story. In years of depression, they unraveled despair. A few wooden spools of thread were a great to sew the outgrown clothes of their children into patchwork quilts. Our mothers' mothers, our fathers' mothers know the short, deliberate stitches it takes to turn one dark corner into a scrap of yellow goodness. There, they said, and I too must agree, it is enough, the light at the end and the air. So for Christmas this year, I took an unfinished quilt that my grandmother had made. Here's part of the quilt. I mean, it is in shreds in many places, but she made this during the Depression out of her children's old clothes.
Oh.
And so for my nieces and nephews and sisters, sister-in-laws and brothers, I made these Christmas balls.
Oh.
And they're pieces from her quilt. And they're punched into styrofoam, and Mod Podge is coated with on them. There's lots of different designs. And I'm really excited to give it to them, and I'm telling them the story of their grandmother, Lillian Tingen, on a piece of paper when they get their Christmas ball. So it's a little something to remind them of their ancestors. So that's my
nice,
art
Donna.
project.
That's
Very nice.
Very nice.
Well, I'm
My
gonna
fingers
go
are sore.
Go ahead, Donna.
My fingers are sore from punching all this stuff.
Very
They
impressed.
better
I'll be-
appreciate
I'll
it.
be
That's
right
all I
back.
can say.
Go next because you gave the perfect lead-in for what I'm going to share. That is a quilt that my mother made,
Oh, wow.
probably about 1998, somewhere in there. And she did lap quilting, so it's all done lap quilting. And she designed it, and it hangs in my dining room. As you see, it's a very large quilt, and it just takes up one wall. And she did a lot of quilting. But as you were reading that poem about the sun and the yellow, I thought my mother's sun was yellow. She wanted it to look like a stained glass window. And she gave it as a surprise. I never saw her working on it. She did it when I was around, but she gave it to me for Christmas one year.
That is so pretty.
And we switch it out. There's another one that she did that is 12 months of flowers that I put up in the spring to kind of give this a break from hanging and from being in the light, and put it away for 6 months and bring the other one out. But I really cherish that quilt, as you can imagine.
Beautiful.
Yeah. It really is, and a lot of little tiny stitches, hand stitches went into it. She did each piece herself, piece by piece. No pattern, nothing. So that was one of my shares. And the other one, I'll just go ahead and do since I'm on. My mother did all kinds of art from the time she was a child. Oil paintings, she preferred oil rather than watercolors. This one she
Nice.
did, and it hangs in a bedroom here at the house. She did in 1924 when she was
Wow.
10 years old.
That's beautiful.
10 years old with no art lessons or anything. Sometime I'll share some of the others that
Wow.
we have hanging that she did, but she
I
was
was
only
still
10 years old when she did that.
I
You
was
said-
still drawing stick figures at 10 years old.
Yeah,
Very
And me too.
I'm still
Ah,
doing
me too.
figures now at 50.
Beautiful, Melba. Beautiful.
and she grew up in a little town called Irwin, Tennessee, out in the country, and there was a stream that went by their house. I'm not sure what she patterned this after, but that was her world at the time, was the country and the Blue Ridge. So I'm sure it comes from somewhere there. And it's held up remarkably, even though it's almost 100 years old now. The colors are vibrant.
I love that picture. It's very peaceful.
It is peaceful, isn't it?
Very nice.
So those are my shares for the day. And Ashanti, were you going to share anything today? Music or song or anything?
I have a song that resonated with me. It's just like a little short little music presentation that I heard on YouTube in between two songs, and it really resonated with me. And I wasn't even going to say anything today, but That's why I ran upstairs to go get it. I'm like, oh, I go get that little piece I saw yesterday.
Yeah.
So it's just something that says that, and it was good for me because I've always questioned myself. It's saying basically that you're enough, and everything that you need to succeed is inside of you. You just got to find it. You got to go inside, you know? And so that's basically what it's saying. It's very simple words and it's really easy. So I'll just sing it the way I feel it because it's just words. So anyway, it's really short. Okay. You are enough. You have everything you need to succeed. I am enough. I am everything I need to succeed. It's already in you. So make your dreams come true. It's already in you. So make your dreams come true. La 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 la. La 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 la.
Oh, beautiful. And the theme of that song goes perfect with we're talking about thankful for talent, our talents and the talents of others today. Beautiful.
And thankful for connecting with other people with their talents. And sometimes their talent resonates with yours. And it's like a really great, you know, interaction, you know.
Yes.
It's wonderful to meet up with
Shante,
someone. Yes,
your
ma'am.
voice is so pure, and I love to hear you sing a cappella.
Me too.
Thank you,
Thank
Donnie. Thank you. You're welcome. It's my pleasure to share it, you know. And I was asked, I was reading some things, trying to find myself, you know, as in my old age. And something that I read said, you know, what do you think your purpose is? And I couldn't answer that. I could not answer. Then I got sort of a little sad and melancholy. I'm like, I don't know what my purpose is, you know, that type of thing. And I'm like, I don't know. I don't know what it is.
That
Say it again.
I think I can answer at least part of that. Your
Oh,
purpose is to bring joy to so many of us and inspiration to so many of us through your song.
I
Through your
feel
music.
I feel like that's part of it. So,
You don't
but
know
I'm,
how much you touch people.
hmm,
You really do.
yeah, I got to figure it all out.
Ashante, in that book we're reading, Emergent Strategies, there's a question in that book and it says, what are your intentions?
Mm.
And I thought, you know, yeah, instead of our plans, what are our intentions?
Oh, I can answer
And
that.
so I think that's, yeah, exactly. I think you
Yes.
can answer that.
I can answer that. Yeah, maybe it's just another way of looking at it, like another angle of it, you know. Because when you ask me that question, like I get all melancholy, I'm like, I don't know, you know, that type of thing. And and exactly, my intentions are, Melba, I want to do good. I want to give. I care for people. I want to care. I want to take care of people, animals, you know, people. Like there was someone on Facebook and he's a photographer. And he said that he wasn't able to do his photography because I don't know, he didn't go into detail, but something happened to his eyes or something's wrong with his eyes or something that he can't see as well. And so I asked him on an instant message, I said, well, are you okay? Like, do you have people around you? Do you need someone to help you with anything? I said, all on a friendly basis. You know, I didn't want to think I was coming on to him or anything like that, you know, but even though I don't know him, I just offered help just in case he was alone or he couldn't drive or whatever it may be that he may need. He said no, he was okay. He had people around. So, but I think that's one of my things that I do. I just can't help but to get in there and take care of people.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Vicki, would you like to share?
Well,
I
I
have-
the painting.
The painting first, okay?
Yeah.
It's your painting, Miss Vicky?
No, it's one of my relatives. Her name is Shelba Jean.
Sheba Jean.
And this is a painting that she did from the Penland School of Arts, and it's looking at Conley Ridge in Western North Carolina. And the Penland School of Arts was started as you know, a WPA project. And after the Depression, a lady by the name of Lucy Morgan began it, and she took found these looms and had weavers and had people teach weaving, and she brought people from around the world to the Penland School of Arts to teach folk art, basically weavings, glass blowing, pottery, and so it's a prestigious art community. But the funny story that I wanted to tell about this is sorry, that she Lucy Morgan, she would have folk dances, and in the mountains, my grandfather and my great grandfather, my aunt and my dad, they weren't allowed to go to dances. Dancing was forbidden.
Oh.
They could go to Miss Lucy's folk dances because it was folk dancing, and that was okay. So I get a kick out of this painting because I think of, you know, my dad and his first cousin going to Miss Lucy's folk dances, and they but
Oh, we lost her.
Yeah, you'll have to log back in.
Oh,
Let's go out of stop share and see if she comes back.
that's a beautiful painting.
Yes,
Wish I
it
could
is.
draw. I wish I could draw like that, a paint.
Let's give it a minute and see if she comes back.
Hey, Donna, how's it up there in the mountains?
It is spectacular.
I see your
Absolutely.
pictures.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely beautiful. And the wildlife we have. And I'm a city girl. I
Mhm.
wanted to move to the beach, but my husband wanted to be in the mountains. And I'm so glad he did, because I absolutely, it just, you know, that song, Then Sings My Soul?
Yes.
That's, I wake up, look out the window, then sings my soul, my Savior God to thee. It's just amazing.
Well, LaWanda, did you bring anything to share this morning?
Yes, I do. I have a poem that I'd like to share. It is from the book, Dear Sisters, A Womanist Practice of Hospitality. Wait 1 second.
He's like, can you wait?
Yeah, we live in such a small apartment. Everything you do, you can hear
You
it.
hear it.
One room, one, you know, so
Yeah.
I'm praying, y'all be praying with me for my house.
Yes, you're going to get it. 2021.
Praise God.
Yes. NACA. Go through NACA.
Okay. Okay, the name of this title is Laugh by Connie Brown. I don't find it easy to cry, but laughter, that's different. Laughed often, deep down, belly deep, like God laughs.
Mhm.
Laugh aloud when you are nervous, don't know what to do or where to put your hands. Laugh just for the fun of it, to make someone else giggle. Laugh when you should be crying. Don't forget. Return to the cry later on. Laugh when you must decide between unwanted choices. Laugh when there's trouble, need to hush up, fault, blame. When you don't have answers to questions, just about time to think. Laugh when you're being polite because it was not funny. When they annoy you, when they get on your nerves, especially when they get on your last nerve, last to mark time, enduring all those meetings, waiting in all those lines, sitting in all those traffic jams, swallowing all that pride. Laugh instead of committing mayhem. Harry Carey. Learn to laugh at yourself. Family can help with this. Just when you think you be Miss It or Miss Thing, family reminds you they knew you long before your itness came along and you got too big for your britches. Rather than kick yourself, laugh. Rather than let someone else kick you, laugh, then jump out the way. Rather than stay stuck, muster up courage, get unstuck, then laugh as you tell your story in triumph. Laugh because it makes you look like you know. Laugh with your sisters. They understand difference between at you and with you. Laugh, it lubricates prayer, makes place for peace, causes you to breathe deeply, utter loudly, gasp wildly. Laugh because too many would prefer you not.
I love that.
That's wonderful.
Very
I
nice.
love that.
I called on you at the end because what a way to leave the service laughing.
I love that.
Yeah, it's one of the books that we're reading in school. It's a womanist practice of hospitality. And
What's
it's
the name
by,
of the book?
it's the book is Dear Sisters, A Womanist Practice of Hospitality by Lynn Westfield.
Oh, that sounds like one I'd like to have.
Yeah, it's a really good book. It
Really?
comes from,
Okay, I'm gonna look that up.
yeah, it's a really good book.
Thank
Love
you.
that.
Thank you, Miss Lawanda.
Thank
you're
you so
welcome.
much. And Vicki hasn't come back, but she had one more thing to share, which I will show you. Does anybody know anything about this? I believe it's John Lewis, and I believe they're having one done, made for the.
I was about to say that looks like John Lewis.
I was gonna say that too.
I don't know if that is theirs or if they are having one made for their place in the mountains. I'm not sure, but that was the other thing she wanted to share, and it's certainly beautiful.
Very nice.
That is very nice.
Is it a picture of a sculpture?
It's a picture of a sculpture.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, okay, okay.
It's a picture of a sculpture.
Very
Pretty
nice.
impressive.
Yeah,
Maybe
it is.
next Sunday she'll tell us about the artist and all the next Sunday. We'll have to ask her to give us more information on it. He's back with us. All right, what a beautiful service this morning of sharing. And I want to close before we go into our church meeting with a song that hopefully we can all sing together. And it's called Come Sing a Song with Me. And we'll do our best. We've sung it before, so I think perhaps that you may remember it. share
Mike-
your the sculpture. Would you like to give us some information about it or anything else about your painting?
Well, the sculpture was done by John Mann and Rosie Mann, and they've been supporting Wedgwood for 30 years. They live in Arizona. He's a dentist, and so he sent a number of art pieces. And right now he's doing a charcoal drawing for me of RBG with her lace collar. So I look forward to getting that. But they are very active with immigrants in their community and helping immigrant families get established in Arizona. And his wife just does amazing, amazing work. And we have known them virtually, but have never met them. And they've just been big supporters of Chris and I, and we are have been blessed with all the work that they do in their community.
Well, thank you for sharing both of
Thank
those.
you.
I think this has been a very blessed morning
Yes.
of sharing our talents and of celebrating the arts, just the arts in general that we enjoy. And we'll have our closing prayer, and then I believe Todd is here for our financial report following our closing prayer. Let us pray. We are so thankful for the unique talents with which each of us is blessed. Help us to share our talents with others. These gifts which we enjoy, gifts of art, of music, of poetry, of storytelling. Help us to support and respect and honor all of those who bring us joy in sharing their talents with us. Help us to walk our special paths kindly and courageously in a manner that enriches all whom we meet on our life's journey. Amen.
Amen.
And Vicki Ayers will be speaking next Sunday, which will be our Thanksgiving service. So be sure to tune in. And we'll go now into our church meeting just for our financial report is all we need to do today. Todd was a world traveler last week, so the airlines didn't cooperate with him in getting back in time. Imagine that. So, Todd, thank you for being here this morning, and we look forward to the financial report, and we hope it's good news.
Sure. Yeah. So I apologize last week.
We can hear you, but we can't see you.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Hold on.
You sound like a transformer.
There you go. Now we see you.
Okay. Okay. I apologize last week. It takes 24 hours home. So I was in many airports. I finally made it to Charlotte, but my bag did not. So my
I got a message that said Todd's network bandwidth is low. You're breaking up, Todd.
You're breaking up, but hopefully we can hear you.
Hold on a
Maybe it'll
second.
clear up. Mine does that sometimes.
Can everybody hear me?
We can hear you, Todd.
Okay. All right. Okay. So anyway, what it is, in many different airports, my bag did not make it back. So the last hour was spent in American Airlines bag filling and claim. I wanted to stay on Monday. All news. So it was not exactly what we wanted to hear on the financial report, but I got all the information in front of me. So what did you want to talk about? I can tell you about current in our working accounts. We have about 3,500 rounding off. Just we got 3 different accounts that where we have money to pay the good news is bill down a lot for the regular bills.
Are
I
you
think
all
that'll
able to
change.
hear him?
Do what?
Are you able to hear him?
It's not coming through. I think he said there was about 3,500 in the working account, is what I understood.
Okay.
Okay.
Coming through sounds like
So this is good. Here?
Todd, I'm wondering if you can call in on a cell phone or something. I think that, are you on a computer?
I'm on my iPad.
Okay,
Well, maybe if you're not on
good.
video, it won't take as much as your bandwidth.
that may be.
Take video off.
Yeah, try that and see if that works. Now try speaking.
Can you hear me now?
Not that well, but
Let me grab myself and I'll just put the meeting on myself.
Do we want to postpone till next Sunday?
Probably need to, because you want to do when you do a financial report, you need it to be clear and
Yeah.
everyone needs to be able to hear it and understand it.
Right. And I'm sure there are questions about the investments and what we've done and what we actually sold for and all those kinds of things. So Todd, will you be in town next Sunday?
You talking to me?
Yeah,
No,
remember,
Todd.
I think he's trying to call in on his cell phone,
Okay.
so let's give him a minute.
All right.
that's above my skill set with Zoom.
Yeah.
Is there
Did you say that's above me?
You might could call Melba, and Melba could hold up the phone.
Hold on.
If that doesn't work, then maybe he can log off and then come back in again.
Should I stop the recording, you think?
Yeah.